Okay. Pardon my throat clearing. Okay. Yes, I think I've got maybe three rooms left. This is week number 40, with some interruptions, of playing through DKH. Yes, so there's this room, which I still find incomprehensible. And then there are these two rooms. It looks really an awful lot like there's supposed to be a couple more rooms to the east of these two, but maybe there's really not? Well, whatever. So let's see if I can remember the conundrum here. Speed Remiser. I assume that's speedrunning a randomizer of something? Or I guess more than assume. Anyway, good luck with that. So... the rules of this room start out... Okay, because I started here, I can get away with retrieving these platforms without the help of a clone, but... Oh, I see. Alright, so I don't need the clone's help to get these if I enter from the north, but that doesn't really matter because I definitely need the clone anyway. And as far as I know, the rules of this room are... Hey, is that supposed to happen? Look at this. There's a light on a broken wall. The light is on. If I break the wall, the light turns off. It's not impossible that it was scripted to do that, but I don't think it was. Now I'm really curious. Hang on, sorry. I just want to check something. If you put a light on a broken wall, if the light's off, then nothing special happens, right? But, well, I can't really see. Just this. Okay, so the light's on. Destroying the wall out from under it turns off the light. Or does it? Maybe it just makes it dimmer. I don't know. Easier to see with a different color. So it's red. It sure seems like it dims it, at least. If I have one of these that's off... and on. No, I guess this didn't turn it off. It just looks really different. Okay, sorry. Distracted. It selected the wrong location because of that. Okay, sorry. Pardon my distracting. Anyway. Okay, so... a clone has to enter this area. It seems most likely that this rock giant is supposed to go... to the main area. Okay, there. So, as far as I know, we want the rock giant to go here. Because that way the rock giant can toggle doors. I forgot to fix that. Sorry. Hang on. Okay, sorry. If I start OBS and a window doesn't already exist, then I have to tell it which window to use sometimes. There we go. Alright, so... yeah, I have no idea how to fix this. I'm supposed to somehow make that pay attention to regular B throw only after I've crossed the arrows. And I can see absolutely no way to actually achieve that. I don't think being invisible helps in the slightest, because there's no way to stop being invisible here, even if the decoy wasn't doing something to hold that in place. I don't know, we just have a bunch of potions that don't do anything in this room, is what it seems like. We have invisibility potions that aren't helpful, really. We have decoy potions that aren't helpful, really. Like, what even could they do? And we have a roach that doesn't really seem to do anything either. We have a bunch of pointless destroyed orbs. Well, not completely pointless. They just mean you can't put a decoy in the region. You can't start a clone in the region, actually, is what they mean. Which I can't really see how starting a clone in that region would help anyway. But regardless, you can't. Yeah, there is... I can't see anything in this room that would actually help me with this problem right here. I feel like I tried an awful lot of things last time and none of them panned out. Somehow, I'm supposed to walk across this arrow and immediately have the door to the right open. But the only way the door to the right could open is if this rock giant moves. But there is absolutely no way to be here and to make the rock giant move. If I'm invisible, obviously I can't make it move. But even if I'm visible, then I can't get over there in the first place. There's no way that a decoy can help here, because a decoy will just make it stay in exactly one place. So these potions aren't helpful, and these potions aren't helpful. And those are the only potions here. So, I don't know. I may just have to look this one up, if I'm being honest. Look for hints, at least. There is a thread for it. So the hint I've looked at so far implies that, possibly, drinking the clone potion at the start of the room is wrong. That would mean, if that were true, that you can't solve the room if you start from the south side at all, which strikes me as maybe a bit rude as far as room design, since you're always going to enter the room, like, from the south to begin with. But let's run on that assumption for a moment. If I don't drink the clone potion at first, it's plenty possible to do this, to get the rock giant into position. And then it's impossible to actually do anything else. I guess? Not exactly. If I bring... So I did this before too, but while the clone existed. This roach can temporarily block the rock giant, if I can get it into the box somehow. I put this here. I'm sure I did this before by making use of a clone. With the clones back and forth. I can't really go far enough north from this. To stow it to the west. There's not really any space to go around it. I need the platform set up differently for that to be possible. I really don't know. Yeah, with only B-throw, it's not possible to gain that platform to get it past this point, so it can't really be used that way. The rock giant starts there, which is in the way of the roach. So it's not really possible to get the roach out without freeing the rock giant first. I guess I could possibly stow the rock giant somewhere different, instead of putting it in its box to start with. Yeah, this doesn't really work. Let's stays there if I put it there. I don't think that helps with the main problem, though. Why does this giant pathway exist in broken walls? You'd expect this to have some kind of purpose. But I don't see what purpose it could have. There's no way to bring the roach that far north from this end. Maybe I can go around it with this passage? Yes, something like that might work. There we go. That should be enough to get the roach into position. Then... surely something. Maybe I just go over here. Okay, the rock giant stays now. I need to take some potions. Maybe if I keep invisibility, get rid of the roach. Under this set of conditions, I could place the clone here, but that doesn't seem particularly helpful. This still creates the same situation as always. But there's no way for me to get in there as things are now. If I do this, I'm just going to be stuck in this area, which is not helpful in the slightest. Getting rid of those is what I want. If I do a kill chain far enough, then that will open that up. And now I can't do anything. Actually, won't this be closer? No, I guess not. Let's do the kill chain differently. Okay, but I have to change which ones exactly I use for that. This one. Alright. The trick is to not do the thing that the game makes it look like you're supposed to do. Sure. I guess that's a valid way to build a puzzle. Alright, so this is mean on multiple levels. First of all, if you enter the room from the south, which is the only way to enter the room the first time, then you cannot get the platforms. You have to use a clone to get the platforms. That means you can't solve the room from the direction you enter the room from. I don't know. I think that's a little bit mean. It's not really at all obvious that you can't solve the room from the direction you enter the room from. If it were obvious, I wouldn't feel as annoyed about that, but I guess otherwise it's pretty clever. It also just has this giant path of broken walls that are just apparently a red herring. Even walls that go out of the room here, which you can't reach at all. But anyway, here's a completely different room. We have a giant pathway leading to a mimic potion over here. Over here we have something that includes a stick token, a speed potion, another pathway full of broken walls, and that's a pit. So the goal of everything is to somehow kill this eye. Sure. If I just wander in, we have all these mirrors that I don't know what their purpose even could possibly be. We have a speed potion, but I don't know what that's going to do for me. There's an explosive that I could push around, I guess. I guess I don't want there to be a decoy potion, maybe? At least it's possible to kill decoy potion, which might mean that I should. But what good does that do? Not really much of anything. So the only way I can conceive of that this eye could be killed is if you could first wake it up and then place a decoy or mimic behind it. But there is definitely no way to do that in this room. If you've woken the eye up, then you're standing where the decoy potion is, which means the decoy potion is gone, and you're stuck there. There's no way of coming all the way over to this mimic potion from there. I guess conceivably, if you had a decoy or mimic standing where the decoy potion is... No, there's no way. I was gonna say, since there's a stick, you could push it north with its sword facing north to kill the eye if it's already on the arrow. But first of all, there's no way for the eye to be on the arrow unless I myself am standing on this potion. And secondly, there just isn't enough space there to actually push a mimic north like that. There would have to be a lot more room around where this potion is for that to be possible. So I don't see anything in this room that would allow me to kill that eye, then. I don't understand what conceivable purpose the speed potion could even serve. There's nothing in this room that reacts to speed potions in the first place, except, like, the eye takes longer to wake up by one turn, which seems completely irrelevant and pointless, because again, if I'm here, then I'm stuck here, and having an extra turn to be stuck here doesn't help or matter in the slightest. And there is not really any tool, there's nothing else in the entire room that even responds to the existence of a speed potion, aside from the eye. So we have this potion that does nothing, We have a decoy potion that's more in the way than anything else. And we have a very distant mimic potion that can't do anything for me here. Like, am I missing an element in this room? Because I don't see anything that would actually let me kill the eye. I don't think there's any actual point to putting a mimic on that raft over there. But it doesn't hurt to mess around sometimes, maybe. See any conceivable reason why having access to this raft would help me. The only thing I can think of is if there was a secret room off to the west, but I don't think there is one. Well, I saw a map in the H&S board, so that's why I don't think there is one. Yeah. What? Oh, never mind. The map doesn't show secret rooms, I guess. Alright, well, since I can't figure that room out, maybe I'll just try this one. This is something different, at least. Looks like I have to do that to enter. So the goal will be to... I don't know, open all these doors? Doesn't an obstacle just permanently hold down a plate? Or I might be mistaken, but it seems like that's true. Supposing that isn't the case, if I were to do this... Okay, no, that does work. Okay. So we just have a collection of decoy potions, and I need to kill these roaches. There are... Yeah, there's 9 potions for 9 roaches. Sure. So the big trick then is I need to be able to leave. Since there are exactly as many potions as roaches, I can't just leave a decoy on one of these. Also, since I need to open these doors. The setup of force arrows here... That's weird. Why are there checkpoints up here? There's no clear reason why I would actually want to bother going up there. Because I have to end on the west side, not the east side. I guess I could do this. I don't think this is the right thing to do, but I can. If I do this, then I'd be able to go over here, and then what? No, that can't be it. We have to hit those 3 last. These are the end of the room potions. We end the room by presumably killing the westmost roach in each room. since I need those to be around to have any ability to go west through these rooms and leave. But do I just need some centrally placed decoys at the start? And then these roaches will stick to those decoys. So the idea I had should work for the left and right rooms. Kind of? Maybe not. No, they would have to be farther north than that. Well, what I thought about was a chain of decoys where this holds a roach there so that one here could hold a roach there. But that can't work if they are too far to the south. Because of the gaps here, it's not really possible to do that. The roach won't even go west unless I've pulled it all the way to the south. If somehow the roaches were here, and here, and here, then a set of decoys could kill them, and also hold the roaches from the north side on the plate. But there's no way to do that. There's no way to actually put them there. Also, hello. Yeah, we have another problem. You have to be very careful how you enter any of these for it to even be possible to leave. If you've even done this much. Well, supposing that magically I had managed to do this part, then all I would have to do is walk through on the south side. This is what the last step of the room has to look like. Because there are 9, there are 6 here, and there are 3 over there. You have to start like this, go across on the south side, and then kill the 3 roaches that remain like this. That has to be the end state of the room. Nothing else makes any sense at all. You have to do that to be able to leave the room. So that's what these 3 are for. That has to be how you end the room. So somehow, it has to be possible to wind up with the decoys in the center on that line. And the roach is dead, and they're not on the decoys are not on the plates. So it has to be possible to stick the roaches there. Nothing else makes any sense. Unless I've miscounted something, there's no other way that this room could conceivably be solvable. This is definitely a dead end. Just checking. I don't know, as far as I'm concerned, what I described before is the only way the room could possibly end. And this is the only way the room could possibly start. Because I have to kill all 6 roaches eventually, somehow. Like, there's no way to place a decoy so that it doesn't kill a roach. There's no way to place a decoy that will hold down a button temporarily, because I can't waste another decoy killing it. Not unless there's some, like, hidden way to reach one of the roaches myself that I'm not seeing. But I don't think there is. Like, the place that I can kill this roach from is just objectively too far to the south. It has to be up here. Nothing else would work. And I especially have no idea what to do in the middle, since the roach would have to not only be all the way north, but also all the way over here, which seems extremely impossible to arrange. There's not really any manipulation that I can even do, though. Like, they're in boxes. They're going to always be at one of the corners of the boxes, basically no matter what, unless a decoy is attracting them. Or unless I'm, like, directly in the middle. There's not really any space for manipulation in the first place. Not manipulation as I understand it, at least. Yeah, in the interest of not staying here for 3 hours, I'm gonna see what hints there are. At least on a surface level. I just don't see any way to kill the middle roaches without a decoy going into a place that's no use. Like, that's not very well articulated. Where this... If any of the middle roaches in the bottom is in the southeast corner of their box, if I kill it when it's there, then the decoy either has to go on the plate, which is obviously bad, or it has to go there where it can't attract anything to it. Which is also clearly bad. But there's no way to make them be anywhere else. Not anywhere useful. If I place a decoy north of them, then that isn't useful because that still places one in the middle column where it can't keep anything in. And if I place a decoy south of them, then that also isn't useful because now I'm just going to place a decoy in the south, and that won't help me either. I'm doing a little bit of reading the early part of the HNS board thread. I have a suspicion as to what my problem might be. So, it's not really possible to attract roaches in a way that's useful in a north-south direction. But if I place a decoy over here, for example, then it can pull a roach from the adjacent side. If I placed a decoy here, then it would keep that roach there. Or if I placed a decoy here, then it could keep this roach over here. I don't know how useful that really is, but in theory, that's something that can be done. if I take the northeast roach, for example, consider every single place that a decoy can be that might both kill some other roach and pin that one into place. That's only these spots, which I've established can't work. This spot, which theoretically could work, but isn't really seeming likely. Or up here somewhere, which certainly could work, probably. That would require me to kill this one, which then means that I have to do something to keep this or this roach on the plate. So working guess is to start with this. That will keep that roach there. Then I need something that will keep this one in place. No, I need to kill this one and keep that one in place. That would require this one to move west, which it's not going to do, basically ever. Yeah. That keeps that one to the west. Then I can place something that will also keep that one west. Then I can do this to kill that one. I just need to do this in a way that keeps that one over there. moving this one to the west. Not really sure that's possible. Well. Okay, see. I have the chat, I have CaravelNet chat open if you want to use that. Oh, that's fine. I saw something in the thread that suggested to put a guy here, so I'm just trying to work my way around backwards from that. Let me think about it a little bit more before I start asking for more hints, since I did look at the HNS board. So I guess that can't be it. Or is the order wrong? Is that all? Yeah, that can't work anyway. I don't know, the thread suggests that I should place a decoy here, but if I put it before trying to place this one, then it gets higher priority and this roach goes to it. And if I put it after placing this one, then the roach... Yeah, if I place it before this one, then that roach runs up there and there's no way to get it back down. If I place it after this one, then that roach will, then it will get higher priority than that one, and the roach will just go to it. Maybe I need to keep the roach. Right, the problem is I'm wanting to keep that one with this. which means that it's going to stay in the corner no matter what. So that just happens no matter what. Probably no harm in starting with that. But if I do that, then there's no way to get this back over here. Distracted by things. Excuse me. This just doesn't seem to be possible. I have to essentially simultaneously place one here and place one there. I thought maybe using the two potions that are right next to each other would solve this problem, but it doesn't really fix it. Seems like this should be on the right track. There's just one problem. That's that it's impossible to keep this one roach in position when it needs to be. Like, it's impossible to pull it back over to the east after that's happened. I don't know, maybe it's not impossible to do that, but I don't see any way to reach it from here. No, I don't think it's possible. back at the HNS for a second. Go way back here. The implication is to use the bottom ones. Let's try that. Yes. Now, if I can remember what order I was even doing things in before. So I want to do this last, essentially, to ensure priority is correct. This comes before that. This requires that I do this. I expect to need one here. Also one here. So now I need to roll through to get this one too. Oh, I need to do that before killing that one. So we'll get one here. I think I can go ahead. Get that to stick there. Pull that south. I think it doesn't matter what I use to kill that one. Then if I do this, this won't attract that one. Okay. So in theory, that should maybe work, possibly. Alright. Largely because I looked up things on HNS. This didn't take all day, at least. The key thing I was missing in my first looking at the room was the fact that you can attract things from 2 dimensions and not just from 1. I guess. So there was a secret room there, after all. I guess if I want to leave, I have to use the limit to get this raft. So is there really not also a room to the south, east of here? I mean, I cheated a little bit in the sense of looking up hints. So I can't possibly take full credit for that. Your job is done. Alright, so back here, I thought I had already checked this, but... Oh, no, okay. So there's a problem, which just that this is in the way of bringing that to place. Maybe that's fixable with the help of the decoy potion. No, this can't get past here. So if there's a way to slide one of these past the other one, it would have to be somewhere before that point. I don't think that's possible, though. No, yeah. The only way that these could be slid past each other is if there was a 5 tall part of this. Yeah, there would have to be a place where the pathway had 5 vertical tiles, 5 tiles vertically aligned. This can't go past here because here, yeah, I would have to be able to move diagonally, and that can't happen. And it can't go here for the same reason. So despite all appearances, I guess there is definitely not a room to the east of here. Probably. Alright, so I'm back to this room, which still makes absolutely no sense. We have a speed potion that does nothing. We have a mimic potion that's not reachable when it would be useful. We have a decoy potion that's literally in the way of where the player would have to stand for placing decoy potion to be useful. And there's a bunch of mirrors that are here for some reason. I don't see anything in this room that would justify the existence of these mirrors. It's not like I can wake up the decoy by having it look at a mirror. That doesn't work. There's nothing behind it for it to see. Also, the mirrors were very distractingly flickering. Yeah, here. Something about the lighting doesn't like the mirror there. I think it's some kind of conflict with the player-based light, because it only seems to happen when it's kind of around where a ray cast from Bethrone might touch it. Yeah, so what even, like, there's nothing in this room that can fix the primary problem of the room. There's not even seemingly anything in this room that relates to the primary issue. Because the main issue of the room is killing that eye. The only things that could possibly kill the eye are either a mimic or a decoy. And there is no way to put a mimic up there after it's woken. It has to wake up before it can die, and there's no way to wake it up without going into an area where I can no longer do anything. So I don't see any way for this to be possible. I mean, am I mistaken? Hold on. There's one thing I could possibly be mistaken about, but I doubt it. So let me again test something, but more seriously. If I have this set up, and there's a potion here, my understanding is that the eye should not wake up until after I use the potion. Okay. Okay, this is what I was getting wrong. So this is what the speed potion does, then. That being the case, I think I know what my goal is, then. Again, I've selected the wrong location by doing that. Alright, so that's my misunderstanding. that means that my goal should be to somehow get rid of the speed potion. So there is an explosive in this room, but there's no way to reach it without, using the speed potion that I don't want to use. I don't think a mimic can go past the potion. I'm pretty sure that won't work. I should check before I assume. Okay, no, the mimic can get in there. Okay. So maybe that's what the mirrors are for. I could put a bit more of an obstruction to keep the mimic from, let's see, I'm gonna have to go south. So I want the mimic to be unable to move south past the mirrors. I may also need the mimic to have a stick. I'm not sure yet. No, I think... No, the mimic has to have a sword. There's no option there. The mimic needs a sword because the mimic is going to be breaking all those walls. So... definitely need to put a sworded mimic here. I probably don't want to go exactly there. That'd be awkward. Like this. Not sure. Okay, so first back up, go forward. Then I can do this to back up more. Get him into that hole. It should be free to do a little more from here. Still do that. There we go. Okay, now I have the mimic kind of in a good position. I want to break the rest of the walls. Since whoever's going across to the other side has to bring a stick, that means the mimic needs to swap its sword out for a stick at this point. Maybe I can do this from the platform or something. Alright, so use one of the trapdoors to get the mimic to take a stick. And use a second one so it can go back. Right now it can go retrieve. Well, in a moment, presumably, it can go retrieve that explosive. There we go. I don't think there's any reason why I really need these mirrors tars anymore. They kind of did their job, so it's fine if I break one or throw one into a pit or something. Oh, okay. This is an issue too. So the explosive can't be pushed past where the speed potion is. But I need it to be adjacent to the speed potion. And I need the mimic to have a sword. So that means I need to put it like there. That way the mimic can push one more time with its back and then blow it up. We'll get that out of the way. Some more awkward relations stuff. There. Now take a sword. That's fine. I don't think I need that mirror. Okay, just do this. Go back up here. Down, blow up the potion. Alright. So on the balance, my main obstruction to understanding this room was not realizing that I could do that. Once I understood which thing in the room was an obstacle to my goal, I could understand what it was I was supposed to be doing. Amazing. Okay. So that leaves just one room that I have not figured out and still don't even begin to understand in this level, which is this. What in the world is supposed to be going on in this room? We have this construction down here, which I understand how to kill exactly one of the eyes in. If I take a speed potion, then I can kill this eye, and nothing else. The speed potion won't let me kill this eye, and it won't let me kill this eye. And there's nothing else really in this room that seems like it could let me kill those two eyes. And I guess if I could take a sworded mimic, then that could kill the eyes, but that's not really an option. I get only a mimic with a stick, which is completely useless for this purpose of killing this eye. I don't even know why are there these passages that the eyes are looking at? Why do I get a vision token in this room? I mean, I guess maybe that's just for the purposes of this tar stuff? There's one decoy in this room which is pre-placed and can't be used to wake these eyes up. So why are there these random hallways beyond each of the three eyes, as though I could teleport or place something there? I guess I could place a mimic in one of those hallways? That would let me kill one of them, actually. So that just leaves one eye that I don't know how to kill. Okay, that's a start. But what else can I do? I mean, of course, there are also the other problems with this room. Like the entire mess with the tar blob and the soulless here that I don't really understand. understand what it wants me to do at all. Which seems to have some kind of cross constraint with the whole speed potion that I need. So I need the speed potion to do this. And this is beyond a black... The speed potion itself is beyond a black door. If I do this, then it kills the snake so fast that it's impossible to go through that passage. Do I need to go through that passage, though? It seems like I'm supposed to need to do that. On the other hand, I could do this with the mimic. So, if I could find a way to kill that eye, then the whole nonsense over there would be completely irrelevant. Is there a way this man can kill the eye? I don't think so. Also, I'm really surprised he doesn't stab the mimic in this situation. No, never mind. He just can't, Wait, can I just have him blow up a bomb for me? Is that all I need to do? Is the whole thing down in the... Is the whole east side of this room just a giant red herring? And I just need this guy to go blow up a bomb for me? That sure looks like it's true. Because if he blows up the bomb, the eye's dead. I guess that kills the mimic, though. Which is a problem, because then there's nobody who can go get rid of this. Is there a way to make him blow up the bomb that doesn't kill the mimic? Did you blow up the other bomb without killing the mimic, maybe? I think so. Well, if I was already rid of the snake before trying to do that, then killing the mimic that way would be fine. So... It's completely impossible to go through this passage if I'm sped up. This passage starts, but if I go through this passage before speeding up, then I have no way of killing this eye whatsoever. Also, just making the double cut work is kind of difficult in the first place, because he just moves the instant that it's open, if I don't have speed. So I definitely need to spin the mimic to kill one of these, or to place the mimic in a way that kills one of these. Needs to be done. Mimic is forced to start with a stick. There's no way to give it a sword. There's no way for me to get a sword, to get a stick, even though that would be really useful. How could I possibly take a speed potion after doing this passage? No problem, it's just kind of annoying. There's no actual issue with getting Solus back out of this box after cutting things. Can be brought out. It can be used to get rid of one of the eyes. But there is objectively no way to kill this eye without the help of the speed potion. Or using up the Mimic, which would then make the other eye killable. There's not really any single thing in the entire room that I'm not using for something. I'm just supposed to somehow have and not have a speed potion at the same time. I guess I'll look this one up too, but at least I can articulate what it is I don't understand about it. Okay, never mind. There's actually nothing in the HNS thread at all. It's helpful. doesn't address the key contradiction of the room at all in the first place. I need to retrieve him to kill the one of the south eyes, so I can't just not cut the tar. If I make him kill the eye before going down this passage, that won't work because there's no way for the mimic to actually survive that. The mimic can't survive him killing an eye, so I can't do that first. I can't take a speed potion before destroying this because then there's no way to go through here. And I can't take a speed potion after destroying the tar stuff because it's blocked by a black gate. So what exactly am I missing? Maybe I need to have the mimic shove him forward. That way, if the mimic is shoving the soulless forward, then the soulless would behave the same as if it was sped up too. That's probably it. Just need to find the right way to do this. There we go. Okay, that's it. Just take advantage of the fact that I have a fast mimic too. Didn't quite use everything that I had as I thought I was. Okay, let's get rid of all the tar babies. Alright, then I need to shove this guy out. This part's a little fiddly. Just consistently so. Maybe I should move this way. Okay, now I have clearance to get it to do its job. These lights are moving. There we go. I got him out. Now, limit to get him out too. Okay. Now everybody can go do their job in the eyeball pit. So you can go. This, as always, is awkward. Ah, shoot. That won't work. Did I mess up and put him in the wrong box? No, the Mimic can definitely... Okay, I know for a fact the Mimic can push him into place. I just need to get everything in the right order for this to work. There we go. Great. And then go kill that. Okay, I think that's every room in this level. At least it is every required room in this level. Where's the blue door? Not up there. Not there. Oh, it's just in the entrance. Okay. This is one of those levels. Oh, alright. Best of luck with the thing. Alright, we have a display of potions. We have a golden pulsating token. Oh, yellow? Alright. Might be useful somewhere. Yes. And I already did the... Yes, I cleared the level for this part. Okay. Moving on with the horrific element land. We have here Briar and or Pickaxe. I think the Pickaxe is the new one. I think we've seen Briar, but yeah, we've seen Briar before, so Pickaxe is new, right? Depleted Quarry by Jeff Ray. The construction of an underground dwelling is a two-stage process. Firstly, the space itself must be excavated. To minimize the effort required, where possible, this is done in areas of softer rock. Then, in order to prevent the place from collapsing in upon itself, harder rock is provided from elsewhere, and used to firm up the walls and the ceiling. In the case of large dungeons, the necessary materials are usually quarried on the surface, but for smaller projects, it is often not worth the additional expense of transporting so much heavy weight to the site. And so openings are dug in inconspicuous corners so as to obtain the material nearer at hand. These openings can be closed off when they are no longer needed, but usually they are left open, just in case the walls start to crack and more stone is needed to repair them. The downside of this practice is that it leaves an untended space where unwanted plants and animals can easily flourish. Fortunately, most people are unconcerned or perhaps unaware of the dangers of such spaces, and tend to be more worried about the unsightly holes that are left in their neat walls. Ugh, the briar's in the way, and I can't cut it with my sword. I'll have to find some way of cutting through it. Gee, if only there was a new weapon token like 2 feet from my face. Ah, pickaxe. This should do the trick. Do I want this to happen? Okay. Wait, why did... The briar down here was still animating for some reason. I'm not sure why. Oh well. Pickaxe. Land of the pickaxe. The pickaxe can push things. It can also just outright destroy rock golem parts. This. Open that. Open that. Do I need a roach eventually? I probably do. I think I need 2. I think I really need 1. Pickaxe. Yeah, okay, the red door here means that I can't go on that trapdoor that I saw. I guess I'll continue to the east for now. Okay, this branches off like a dozen ways. Let's check what's to the south. Alright, the singular room. That's what I thought I might see, which is why I wanted to do this first. Okay, the deal here. What is the deal here? I guess I just need to stand here. Okay, this is closed by all of those. Need to stand in the middle to do anything to get them to go onto their respective. I guess I just need to kill and shove, right? While being careful not to stand in the wrong place. Yeah, that's all. Just destroy them. Alright. Pretty straightforward. Alright, now to the giant branching path area. Guess I'll try north first. What do we need to do here? I need to hit that orb first of all. Do I want to be rid of this? Well, the door will kill it anyway, so... Alright, next, I need to hit both of these orbs while not letting the briar press that plate. Okay. guess... Okay. This plate is bad. So this is strictly a timer up here. I want to open these doors. So I need the briar to press this. Let's see, that's no good. Then I get stuck. Get stuck here too. Is there not? I guess there's no way for me to influence after I press the button. I'm just supposed to cut it, keep it off. So this is really just guess which button, stupid. I guess that's not the right button. I don't see how else this can work. Yeah, okay, there's pit here. So I want to keep it from coming to the pit. Right? Yeah, okay. That's it. Okay then. Moving on to the northeast-ish. So this exit next, towards the east here. Okay. We can push explosives around with a pickaxe. What's my goal here? I guess I want to hit the orbs in that order. So this one first. Okay, hit this, this, this. Okay. Possibly be enough time to do that. It's only really possible to hit 3 of them. I don't see how I could ever hit a 4th one. There's definitely no way to bring this one with me. This one definitely can come with me. This timer is way, way, way too short. It is extremely way too short. There is definitely no way to hit a 4th orb in that length of time. missing. This timer is just way too short. Even with the help of the explosive, it is not possible for me to hit all 4 orbs. It's just not, like, there are not enough turns to do that. Doesn't go anywhere. Why is this here? I already tried and it didn't work. Well, I guess that works. I don't think this really buys me any more time, though. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know how to fix that. Everything pretty much looks normal on my end as far as that goes. I could try kicking OBS real quick. Just tell it to stop and start again. Okay, let me know if that resynced the audio. Hopefully that did something, at least. I should double check. It says stream is healthy, so maybe it's working now. Okay, I'm not immediately sure how much this even helps, to be honest. Like, having 2 kegs is great and all, but not really all that great. Alright, I'm not really sure how to fix that. I mean, if I just needed to hit all 4 orbs, this would be useful, but as it stands, just having an extra keg just kind of puts it in the way of trying to do anything else. Since I can't prepare them before I start lighting the fuse. Like, if I could place the kegs before lighting the fuse, then I could do this, but I really don't see how having a second keg is really all that useful, since I'm spending time moving them around anyway. I don't really gain any time. That did things in the wrong order for some reason. I don't really know how it decides what order these count as being in, but that's apparently not good. Like, they're exploding on the same turn, so how does it decide that this one counts first? This is really picky. This really seems like it should work. Why does it count the lower one as being first when they explode on exactly the same turn? That's what I'm supposed to do. I thought I saw something, but I don't see how to do it. That would almost work if I could somehow hit one more orb before running out of time. Timer is way too short. It's just way too short. There's not enough turns to actually do anything. Having a second keg doesn't help because I spend so many turns just trying to get the 2 kegs into position. I can't have any time at all to actually hit any orbs myself. So I'm either dying to the kegs, or I'm having the wrong orbs go off at the wrong time, or something else is going wrong. That almost works if I could just hit an orb like 3 turns faster. But it's impossible to do that because there is not enough time. There isn't enough time to turn around and hit an orb. If I just needed to hit all 4 orbs regardless of timing, this would be doable, but this is ridiculously stingy. Why does it count as being in that order? That makes no sense. They're being hit at the same time. Why does that close this door? This is just so ridiculously, absurdly picky. Did it really need to have this short of a timer to be this picky to have them go off in precisely the right order? Like, really? Hitting all 4 of them in such an excessively short period of time wasn't good enough. Did they have to also be hit in an extremely specific order? Why? This room is ridiculous. Why is it this hard? Like, really? Ugh. Let's do something else. This doesn't go anywhere. I guess it is useful for weaving. Alright, I might end it pretty soon. I just wanted the satisfaction of beating a room before I quit. And that room wasn't having it. Wasn't providing it? Something like that. we go. Why is it, in the middle of these perfectly sensible rooms, that we have this ridiculously picky, extremely short timer, extremely short fuse, explosion-based room? Like, I don't get it. Like, yes, there is some cleverness to the puzzle of, oh, I need 2 powder kegs. That's a start of something. But they couldn't, like, it couldn't have been something less extreme? Where it's not even clear... Where in this room, it's not even clear how 2 powder kegs are going to help in the first place. It could have been something less extreme to demonstrate you can pull a powder keg through in that situation. Whatever. Anyway. Anyone still watching or watching an archive later, thank you for watching. I'm gonna call it a day for now. We beat Alchemical Annex and got to start Pickaxe Land, so that's worth something anyway. But farewell for now.